Başlayayım Davet. Hello everybody, welcome to our first offline meeting for this year. Today we have a guest. She is Dildara Tajanova, and she's a co-founder of Galatech and founder of Theodora Goods company. Let her introduce herself. Dildara?
Yes. Hi, everyone, the Zoom viewers. Well, we kind of have a little small introduction here offline, but because you didn't hear it, let me just give shortly information who I am and what I'm doing here. So I'm a founder, like the previous speaker said, like I'm a founder of the Theodora Goods company and the co-founder of the Galatech company. So what I do is I'm exporting agriculture goods, which means I sell fruits and vegetables from Uzbekistan in trucks to other countries. So for your information, one truck is 20 tons of the product. So yeah, that's how we sell the products. Right. So my company involved in expert in preparing. There is a technological process. So I do we prepare the products, we store it, we package it, and we export it. In this business, in the business of the expert in Uzbekistan, there are 99% of men. There is no much of female entrepreneurs and the young ones especially. So that's why it's very easy to be noticed by the government, by other people, when there is someone who is doing this business. And that I believe that's the reason why there's sometimes newspapers or some news platforms are write about me, the articles, or there is some video reports about me. Yeah, and I guess some people after that decide to, invite to, let's say, universities as a speaker to teach and to share the experience with the students. That's what I'm doing here, I guess, in case if you were wondering what I'm doing here. Right, okay. So my presentation today will include two parts. So the first part is about I will tell you how I end up running a company, how it happened. And the second one is lessons, what I learned from running a company and what I really think it might be very useful for you guys. So let's start from my story. When I was 19 years old, like your age, I went to study. There were no such international universities here, pretty much, where all the teachers are internationals. So I went to study to Malaysia. So I was doing engineering there. But after 1 year of studies there, my parents couldn't pay the tuition fees. So I have just two options. It's either going back to Uzbekistan or staying in Malaysia and find a job. So pretty much because I was a young, there was only one option for me. So going back to Uzbekistan wasn't an option. I really didn't want to do that. So I found a job and then another one and then another one. So I ended up living there in Malaysia for 4.5, almost 5 years, to be honest. And then I kind of started my last job in Malaysia was kind of involved into the it was a selling of the nuts and dried fruits. So kind of very similar to what I'm doing now. That's why when I went to Uzbekistan to my visa renewal, I had to wait for the 2 months for the visa renewal. That's why I was like, okay, I don't want to stay at home. Let me just go to the agro business and work there to see how it's going here, what's happening here. So I went to I was open those jobs. I found the first agro company. So I went there. The salary was so low, but I didn't care. So I went there and I started work. I opened the emails and it was a big surprise because when I was in Malaysia, I did so much effort to sell 200 kg, 500 kg of the nuts But then I opened the emails and there was like a huge list of the requests of the orders from different countries. And it's like 20 tons, 20 tons, 20 tons, 20 tons. They were like knocking the doors of Uzbekistan. We want the product, we want the product. And the emails were not even open. I mean, like they are not even checking their emails. Wow, like I know, right? I mean, they don't have catalogs, they don't have many things. So the way that company did the business, it was like, okay, you know, like I'll just open one email. Okay, let's just call it. So for the like 2-3 months, and maybe they just finished only one container. So when the money finished, maybe they started another one. So it wasn't like a proper job business kind of a way. So I was like, but I was full of the energy and I was like, no, that's not right. We have to do this. We have to do that. We have to do that. So I started being involved in each part of this business. Like starting from so I very quick, I started like dealing with the custom clearance, with the certificates, with taxes, and I mean, okay, not taxes, but I mean, with those organizations who provide the certificates. What else we have? So we like farmers, of course. So I've been traveling to other cities. I've been spending there like a lot of time. Karakol, Pakistan, I spent there like 2 months. I went there for 3 days, but I ended up being there 2 months. It's really difficult, by the way, there. So yeah, that was pretty much like my life. But you know, at some point after 9 months, I realized I can't interfere to each and every process of this company and many things. Like from what you heard, you already can assume the way they did the business. So I can't interfere everything. So I couldn't make it right because the main person in that company is not interested. That's why I've decided that, okay, I'm in my hometown. And by the way, by that time, I already forgot about, like mentioning about Malaysia now. I already forgot about Malaysia at that time. I was like, okay, somehow this work is just like, started working. I wasn't even thinking about going back to Malaysia. Yeah, and then I was like, okay, I'm in my hometown. I don't have to pay rent like it was in Malaysia. When I was collecting money, I have to pay rent for every month. I don't have to think about like the food. It was everything provided. I was like, okay, what am I losing? I can just open the company. Like, why not? I know how to do it. And I was like, okay, so I decided, I made this decision. But first I opened the website. So I opened the website. I was like, so my plan was like, at least within the 4 months, I have to have the first order. I had an order within 2 weeks. I just had the website, so the order came. So I was like, I ran to register my company. So yeah, okay, finally I had a company. But then these partners who are my customers, I had a call. So they were like, hey, Dora, do you think like you can just come over to Moscow? Let's just discuss business here, but we probably will gonna buy it. And I was like, okay, wait, like, you know, let me see my schedule, like what I'm going to do. Oh, I've been talking and I wasn't even showing you the presentation. Sorry, there is no much things to show. Like this is my student time in Malaysia, by the way. Like I don't know from where to show you. So yeah, I was an engineering student. That's my work, and you cannot see the face, but that's my body actually. That's in Chapan. Yeah, so this is pretty much my like. Oh, okay. No, it's fine, okay. Just my face, you can see it. Cool. Yeah, so this is the way how we had the lunch, you can see, yeah? Like a very rural area. Yeah, okay, we are coming to this. Right, so where I stopped about the presentation, who was listening? We were talking about Moscow. Yeah, Moscow, right. I was like, let me check my schedule. Do I have time for that? But the truth is like, I didn't even have money for that. Like, how am I gonna go? Like, and they think like, oh, this is like a rich businesswoman. She's running a company. She can do that. And I was like, yeah, sorry, okay, I think I'm busy. But then I was like, but well, you come and then we discuss the business here. I'm like, will you make an order? She's like, probably, yeah, come. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, should I? How? Like, where? Like, how? And then like I borrowed money. And then when I already like had the money in my hands, I was like, I called to my mom. I was like, maybe I shouldn't go. Like I can at least, have an office. I rent an office or like hire someone. What am I doing? And she's like, are you stupid? Like, just go and go. You should do it. So I went there. I got the samples with me, but thank God, I've got the contract. They made an order, the 20 tons product. It was a nuts. It was a walnuts. Oh, why are we here? Okay. Oh. Okay. So that was 20 tons of the walnuts. So my job, because I didn't have any equipment and I had to sort the product so it will get, how's it called? So we will pass through the quality control. We had to select each and every walnut by hand, 20 tons of them. It took 35 workers and 20 days to prepare it, but we succeeded. We made it, and we first contract. We managed it. Alhamdulillah, everything was great. But then, so that was a happy moment. But then the next orders was a row of the failures. They're funny because like when I was a student, I was one of those like who was actually always like making noise. So now as a boomerang is coming back to me. So you guys go ahead. It's fine. It's fine. I should maybe like have it also because I was a bad student always, the noisy one. Yeah. So right. But then there was a sad moments, to be honest, because the process in Uzbekistan, generally the agribusiness in Uzbekistan in a very, very, very bad situation in terms of like we are not doing anything right. Like the way how we grow the fruits and vegetables, the way how we treat the trees, the way how you collect the fruits and vegetables, and then the way you store, the way you pack. You know what they do? So does anyone here from the like other areas, regions? Who? Fergana, you probably Fergana City or Fergana City. You might don't know. Okay, but you have relatives in like Kuva. Yes. You've been there. You know how it is there. Okay, you tell me how it is like during the season. What you can see. How do they sell the fruits? Have you seen it? Yes. Okay, tell us. Tell everyone. What about fruits? Okay, you don't. So have you seen when you went to Cuba? So there is these houses, yes. And there's like gilos olamas, let's say, and there is this wooden boxes. Yes. So you know how it is? It's like in the houses, it's like punkt priyomki in the houses where they receive the product, and everybody is like, okay, so they have in the house a little bit of the cherries, so they put it to the wooden box, and then they bring it to this place, and then they just collect it, and from that place they sell it. And this is so wrong when you see from like in Europe how it is. There is like so they in these things they already like crossed around 40 steps of the right technological processes. So this product most likely will get spoiled until it's actually reached the customer abroad. And that's how it is in the whole country. That's like people. So whenever you hear or you see in Facebook when they're saying like, oh, they're gonna like export the fruits, that's why it's getting expensive in Uzbekistan. That's, can I say this word? Can I say the word bullshit? you just erase it. Okay, so that's not true when you see it. So it's not really what's happening. So you know the statistics. In the 100% of the product of the fresh fruits and vegetables in Uzbekistan, you are consuming only 10%. Our people consuming 10%. We are exporting only 5%, and the rest 85% is getting spoiled. It's serious. It's true. Me myself, because of me, I got spoiled like 450 tons of the persimmons and around 150 tons of the grapes. That's on my history, on my background. That what happened. It's just me. It's just one me. And there are many, many others. And it's bad. I feel really bad. And when I really struggled, when I was like, when they were getting spoiled, I was like, I really tried hard. I tried to have part of them to dry. I went to Kazakhstan. Tried to sell it. I went to the bazaar and I was there. I would try to sell. But the fruits don't wait. They just get spoiled. That's what happens. That's why it's a wrong technological process. That is why it is like after oil and gas, agriculture industry is the second thing what brings what holds our economy. And we are using only 15% of that potential. And the rest, 85%, yes, that's bad. That's why later on, I will tell you what I'm doing at this moment. I am actually started solving this problem. But we are coming to this, but that's a bad situation. So for the very long time, I think 1.5 years of my business life, my life was only about sound is okay. So it's about this. So I wasn't popular in this country. I was just that girl who nobody sees. But I did a lot of work, to be honest. My company, my people, my my team, we were not sleeping. Like in order to make one container, we had to be awake for 72 hours. So sometimes we didn't have access for the hot water, for the any water. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes there is a wind with the sand, so the skin is getting really bad and really old. Like it was like that moment, but we didn't see about it because we had a goal. We need to prepare 20 tons of the product, you know. My team is amazing. She's part of my team, by the way, but she's like a Tashkent part of the team. So I have two teams, the fields team and the office team. So she's from the office team, but she's also amazing. Right. So my life was this. Then I had an order, from France, and they wanted pomegranates. And nobody ever in history sent any fruits to France from Uzbekistan at that moment. And see, like I'm keep failing sending products to Russia, and now it's France wanted. And I was like, I don't know. And then like, we need it, please do it. And they were like, do you, or advise us who can do that? But I know that I'm the only one in this country who actually, in expert business, who actually cares about the technological process. I really cannot actually advise anyone else because they are like, the way they do, that's not gonna work. So I was like, okay, let's do that. I was really scared. So I tried so hard, we started to do it from Sharabat. It's Surkhandarya. We collected, so we had to collect 20 tons, but we ended up collecting 12 tons because I was really picking the best quality. And we from the 32 tons, we collected 12 tons. And I think that's enough. So we sent 12 tons. And then he was like, when the truck was going to France, every single day I was with Valerianka. I was just like this. I was just like, please, God, please, can we pass the quality control? I'll be the best person in this world. I'll do everything you want, but just please let us pass. Because if we fail the quality control, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna sell? It's France. I have no one there. Like, what am I gonna do? So it was really stressful. And then it went to France. I got a call and they were like, okay, so it's here. And I was like, okay. And then like, after 30 minutes, they're like, okay, we send it to the shops. And I'm like, wait. How about the quality control? They're like, oh, yeah. So yeah, you passed. So it went. I was like, no, you didn't get it. The quality control. They're like, you passed. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, but it just came. They're like, yeah. So, and they're sending me the pictures that I can recognize which pictures are the quality control. So you can compare. In Russia, the quality control goes for half day. So it's like 4, 5, 6 hours we are waiting like this, and here's like 30 minutes and it's France. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, it's when. So in the shops, I'm like, I passed? They're like, yes. I'm like, I passed? So I was like, gosh, thank you. The next day there was a news all over Uzbekistan. The first time we sent the fruits, pomegranates to France, and there was this girl who is doing it. I really didn't care. For me, I was just still like, we passed, we passed. So yeah, it was a really happy moment of my work. And this is how recognition started, which is quite important. So this is the news, Uzbekistan 24. And this is the news from, as they put, Paris. It wasn't in Paris. I just recorded in Uzbekistan, to be honest. I couldn't manage to go to Paris at that moment. Yeah, but thank you. So, but we managed it. And yeah, we have a successful story of Uzbekistan sending fruits. After that, there was a Taksin ceremony. It was last year, December. So we got a call. There was 21, by the way, so you should know about this Taksin. It's a cool thing. So Союз молодежи, Yoshlar İttifakı, but now they became агентство, Agentligi, Yoshlar Agentligi. Yeah, so they have amazing people there. And the main guy there is like amazing also. Oh, you were there on Taksin? No. Oh, in Soyuz Mal. Oh, you've been in the team. So how is it? It's great, right? So every project what you're doing is like amazing. So last year they created the thing as a Taksin, and the main thing about Taksin, they are finding 21 people in Uzbekistan who are not super popular. Nobody knows about them, but they're doing a good job. So, and they actually have their agents who are searching for them. So 21 people were collected in a room. We came all, and we were like, we don't understand. So there was like, so you understand, like, so, I mean, how we feel. There was a boy, which he was like 9 years old. There was two old guys. There was girls and boys. And it was like, like they just collected us and we were there and they didn't explain anything. So we were like, okay, why are we here? I'm like, what you do? And one person, she was like, I'm a photographer. Another person, like, I did a project with books. Okay, that's not my thing. I was trying to find any similarities, like how I belong to this place, and nobody found any, like anything of like as we belonged or not. So they just collected us, and they're like, okay, you know what? Come tomorrow. There will be an event. So there will be a competition, and we choose like from you. And we were like, choose as what? What's going to happen? What kind of a competition is this? So we all like went home with no understanding, but they said like, come pretty, like wear the pretty clothes. So like, okay, that's the only information we've got. So, and then we came, and then again, they put us to one room, but then we saw a lot of people are there, like a lot. But then there were also like people, like a diplomacy people were keep coming. Like some of them I don't know, some of them not, but everybody was like, oh, this person. So many important people were there. It was in Dvorets Tvorчества. Yeah, so you got it, right? So, and then we went there. There was so they kept getting us in one room, and then they let us in. And when we were in, it was like, I don't know, как эта церемония, Oscar. It was kind of Oscar ceremony. So we went there, the show was amazing. And then one by one, there were in the scenes, there were us, the story about us. It was, wow, to be honest, like we didn't expect that kind of thing. So turns up the 21 people were each and every best person in its field, best blogger, best photographer, there was a guy who was making sculptures, best like the sculpture maker, I don't know how to call him, sorry. So yeah, and then I was a best businessman in Uzbekistan of the 2019. I was like, so yeah, so you can imagine how we felt. We came like, okay, red carpet, okay. So we were sitting there, and then there's like, boo, and then like my face and what I'm doing there. And like people were like waiting, I'm going to the scene, and then they were like giving me this award. And then who is this guy? Oh, you can't see? Zafar Hashimov. Like maybe you don't see it. Oh gosh, don't erase it. Zafar Hashimov is the owner of the Korzinka. like one of the also like coolest. So and then he's coming, Zafar Hashimov is coming, and he's like also with this award, and I'm like, seriously, like that's for me, it's just for me, you know. I was crying, so I was saying something, I was just like crying. You can actually see like I was crying, but anyways, but this is a recognition. This is the first time when I was there, staying there, and they were like keep telling what I have achieved, and these people like watching me, smiling at me. I was like, all this somehow, you know how you die and you see what happened in your life, but in this case all the struggles in like Surkhan Darya, in Fergana, in Karakal, Pakistan, like everywhere where I've been in all regions of Uzbekistan, by the way. So all these like times were just like passing by our work, and I was like, wow, because I never expected anyone in Uzbekistan actually know what I'm doing. I wasn't actually like looking forward for it. Like I was okay with my life, but then when they actually put it like on the screen, I was like, wow, it feels so good. It feels really good. And like, and now everybody knows what I was going through. It was amazing. So this was a recognition number 2. And then many newspapers start to write about me. So this is Kun Us. But yeah, for this kind of things, it's already like many, but also like once it's just go ahead. By the way, the funny part is like Kun Us, this one, it was very recently. It was just a few days ago. And it was funny to read the comments in Facebook. Everybody was like, oh, again, this story, this fairy tale, she doesn't exist, or oh, she's a relative of the president, or she's the daughter of the procureur, of come on, just don't give us this not true stories, you know, and like this kind of thing. Not haters, honestly, not haters. Like each of you, if you didn't know me, you might also think like this, because my friends told me, like, you know, it's kind of like looks like fake, you know, because it's not like, it doesn't sound like a realistic story until we know you know, it kind of. So yeah, what's next? Oh, okay, I'm coming to this part. So remember I told you about those 85% what's getting spoiled. So I end up managing to pass through the quality control in Russia as well. By the way, Russia is harder even than Europe. I managed it, but it was really, really difficult because so every product, like apples are totally different from the persimmons. By the way, if you keep persimmons and apples for one day, the persimmons get spoiled because apples like exceed the gas, and the persimmons are the most sensitive for the gas. I mean, these kind of things I know because I got spoiled for 150 tons of the product, you know. It's a very expensive way of learning, but there is no a lesson to learn it. Like there is no any other way. That's why I realized that I can't do it anymore like this. I mean, yes, I might will be able to succeed in my few containers. I might will be able to earn some money, and I might will lose some money. I'll have a lot of debts now. Like I'm not in profit now. I actually owe money to the companies. So I'm paying like every month what I'm having a profit, I'm paying back like because I have debts. So but I decided that I can't do it anymore like this. There must be a solution. Somebody have to change something. So that's why I've decided to open the new company, which is Dalatech. Dalatech is a platform. It's a platform where all the agro business people will be inside this platform. It's a smallholders, it's a farmers, it's exporters, it's let's say with the time it will be like a banks there, the insurance companies, let's say those who provide service for the farmers. Yeah, so it's kind of like a, you know, click or pay me, but for the agro business, so everybody can find each other. So it's really difficult to explain you how it's gonna work when you have no actually how's it called, you can't compare with anything. But so you would know, so for now, when exporter needs a product, he just calls someone for Fergana. I have a friend in Fergana. What's your name? Jalaluddin. I have Jalaluddin friend of Kurgan, and I'm like, Jalaluddin, so I need a product. And he was like, okay, he goes to Kuva, let's say, and finds like 2-3 people who can provide. And that's how you're building the chain here at this moment. But the way how it's going to be in our platform, we are at this moment collecting all the farmers, all the smallholders of Uzbekistan, which is going to be around like 100,000 people. And like the information about them, those who have like 20 sotah or like few hectares of land, that's still like good enough, you know. So all the information, how many trees they have, how many tons of products they have, everything. So tomorrow when I need the apple, for example, I write down the apples, golden, this sort golden apples, and then I'll have each farmer in Uzbekistan who actually has it, with ratings, with all information. So I will have like a story about them. So it's also kind of like an Airbnb, kind of. I mean, many similarities with the platforms, but we are doing it in Uzbekistan. And this is something what our country has to, what our government have to do. And actually government tried to make something similar 4 times already. By the way, the 4th time is happening right now at the same time as we are doing. But okay, let me talk bad about the government, but I have a feeling that it's like other 3 previous projects, it's also not gonna work here for some reasons. That's why, like, but we are really, because I lost money because my partners are good professionals. So for this Dalatech company, it was based on the SAP. Somebody knows SAP? SAP? No, nobody knows. But those who are from IT, they should know. SAP is one of the biggest companies. So you know SAP? SAP? You know SAP, of course you know. So SAP is one of the biggest companies in the world. Okay, you know what? You just Google it first. I'm not gonna tell you because you're not gonna Google anymore. Anyways, so but our platform going to be based on SAP. So it's the German guys will take care of it. My co-founder is Laziz Athamov. It's the owner of Book Cafe, you know Book Cafe, okay, Top Contact, and yeah, so many, and some other companies. Right, so now we are teamed up. We started our work in September. In the 1st of January, we're gonna have our MVP, which means it's the same application, but it will be for us, for the experimental group. And in April, we're gonna have the first initial version of our platform, so everybody can use it. While building the version 1, we already at the same time working on the version 2. So we understand, like, we most likely when MVP, when the first project will be application will be there on the market, we understand there will be many critics, but this is just the way how you do it. You can't, you know, put everything in once. So there will be like the second one very soon. It's like iPhone, you know, like first it was like, you know, were there a first iPhone, by the way? So it was like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now it's like 10. So there were first iPhone, right? Are you taking a video or picture or what? Or selfie? Oh, it's live. Hi, guys. Cool. All right. So I think pretty much this is, we stopped on the part of my biography, because this is where I am now. I'm building this platform. I stopped my export for the 90%. I left only 10% just to pay the salaries for my staff, just to afford that. But the 90% of my time, I'm actually spending to build this solution for our country. So 85% of the product will not get spoiled. I think it's important. Yeah, so I have a second part. If you remember, it will be about the lessons, what I learned from running a company. But how about we just have a small, not break, but like questions, kind of a thing, if you have already, because I might well forget, you know, I have a Dory fish memory, 10-second memory. So yeah, you go ahead, like what questions you have, if you have. Yes. What trucks ships are Okay, cool. Well, ships, you know why, probably. There is no access to sea. Yeah, but I mean, ships can, I have experienced ships. I mean, we did it by, so truck will go to Mersin, Turkey, and then from there it goes to ships. Yeah, I just mentioned it. I didn't go into details, but I did do cargo by airplane. It also happened to Korea. I export pomegranates to Korea as well. It's only airplane. Ships as well. We tried trucks as well. We tried, but not train. Train is not so good. Not good at all. It's a bad idea. Yeah, I mean, only for the maybe something like a dry, like let's say beans. For beans you can use, but not fresh fruits. It's gonna be, the technological process is gonna be very bad. We're gonna, how's it called, spoil another 450 tons of the product. Yeah.
Why would we lose 85% of our products? The main reason, like that, because we can't sell it for other countries, or
You want the honest answer? Because people don't want to change. Thank you for this question. So, when I started the fresh product business, the reason, so do you know Peterочка, X5, Dixie? It's one of the biggest in Russia. Yeah. So I have, I think first was Magnet or Dixie. I think Magnet. So one of those, they have order, they want an order, and then there's like, okay, can you prepare the grapes? Each of the box have to be 7.5 kg. And I'm like, yeah, why not? I can do that. And then when I went to Ferragamo, I was like, okay, so we already have deal everything, cool. So everything is settled. But then I'm like, but each box have to be 7.5 kg. And they're like, Nima, kızım? Yo, we can't do that. I'm sorry. And I was like, why not? I'm like, we don't do that. We always do this way. So this way, so you understand, it's like you cut the grapes, you put to the box, yeah, sometimes you press, sometimes it's maybe, yeah, it's never actually less than 7.5. So it's like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in one partia, in one, like, yes, in one batch. And then but I telling them like, no, I don't want it. Okay, it's fine, you just don't get involved, I can do it myself. Like, it's gonna take a lot of time, we can't do that, I'm sorry, like, you go. And like, it's not like there is a queue of the customers here, but he doesn't mind, like, go, I'm gonna sell it. I was like, why is it like this? So then I told my team, okay, you have to be stronger, we go, and then мы будем давить нашим количеством, да? We're gonna, like, because it's more of us, so we're gonna tell them, like, we're gonna do it. But it was difficult. So later we came, and I was like, to the farmer, we came like, okay, you're gonna get your money, but you stay there, we're not gonna tell you what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do that. It wasn't at first I kind of thought like, okay, maybe it will actually be hard, maybe it will take a lot of time, but then when we, yeah, all this time it was recording only like this small, yeah, it wasn't recording big. But maybe we just remove the presentation and we record like just this. Sorry, girls, they want like pictures and those and videos. Right. So regarding that, and nobody wants to do that. Nobody, for no reason. There is no explanation. I thought maybe it's going to be harder. So we put actually weight scale. We put girls. It was only 3 weight scales were involved. 3 weight scales only were involved. Oh, you can see yourself. Yeah. And there is no difference at all. It was the same time it took to prepare this product. So that's why, and like boxes also, I really like when I go there, I'm telling them I don't want these wood boxes. These wood boxes is something you can harm your hands actually, and they're all different weights. Like when you go to Kuyluk Bazaar, you saw these wood boxes, yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. It's very bad ones. They also like one of them is like 1 kg, 800 grams, 2 kgs. It's different. It's not good for business. It shouldn't be like this at all. So yeah, and that's why we also like we also don't. Why? We also didn't understand.
People should change their mind about business. That we should not подстраиваться под покупателя.
Yeah, but then like people, there is USAID, American organization in Uzbekistan, who actually, their job is to tell these rural area people how to do it right. And they're doing always the meetings. And they do these meetings, and you really don't want to be there, huh? They do these meetings and they tell them, this is not right, you cannot do that. They will be like, yes, yes, yes. And then they go home and they do the same way. So apparently it's really hard to start the new thing for our people. Apparently you need some spirit in you. Apparently we are waiting you to also, start something and change something. I'm pretty sure you also know other spheres of life where something is going wrong, but you're not doing about this anything, right? I mean, people just, like people, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Pakistani is asking, have you ever think about to quit your business because of the complexity?
Absolutely, yes. It was 2 times in my life. So it's going to be soon 3 years of my company. I'm running a company. The 2 times I wanted to quit because first was in my first debt. So like when I failed my first 2 containers, bless you. So when I failed my first 2 containers, like I prepared 1 container with this process of, it was in Fergana, by the way, and people, because I didn't know at that time, I didn't know how to make it right. So I was just went with the flow, and I made it how everybody does it. So I completed my 1 container. I sent it. It didn't reach the customer yet. They already ordered another one. I prepared the second one with a wrong technological process, and we there were 2 containers reaching, and then I got the news that it's not acceptable, and the second came not acceptable. So it's like 40 tons, and you can imagine how much money it is. And I didn't have that money, and I had to pay that money. They were bad. It was bad, very bad. I was in Fergana again. I remember I was renting the apartment there for 3 days. I'm kind of energetic person. You can feel it, I think. But when I was there, I was like, I was lying down in the bed. I was like, I was like, I have to solve something. I can't just do it. I can't just lay down. But then migraine, my headache was so bad. I was just went back. 3 days I spent like this, and then I wanted to quit. I was like, I keep losing money. Why am I doing this? Why? And I have relatives in Turkey, so I can easily go to Turkey and become an English teacher there, and have a normal life. So I was considering to go to Turkey and just be a teacher there. I was fed up. But then my friend messaged me something, so I messaged to my friend. I was like, I want to quit, and he said me something like, you know what? Those moments when you want to quit most often is the moments where behind the corner the success is waiting for you. I can't say I was like, oh yeah, no, but I was like, okay, a little longer. So I was waiting a little bit more, and then it gets solved. And yeah, I didn't quit. Now, hell no, I'm not gonna quit anymore. Yes.
Next question.
In English, yeah. Thank you for the question. Где я себя вижу? First, this Dalatech company, it must already be in at least 5 countries. I don't want to just stay because it's not Uzbekistan who is suffering. There is Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, also CIS countries. So those countries. Second, I actually have another feeling of there is another thing I want to do. I want to build a school where so I want to actually find all the geniuses around the world to put to the school for free. I mean, from poor families, let's say, yeah. So they're going to study for free, and they're going to invent something. And I also want to collect people with disabilities, kids with disabilities. I want them to study together, and I want those kids to see those kids' struggles and create something. So maybe engineer student will create some super chair, you know, like a cool one. Some other students gonna, medical students gonna find some solutions. So I don't want to die before I do this. I really want to have enough time to do it. Yeah.
Next question. When are you planning to make $1 million?
I don't think about money.
Okay.
Did you say Karpachan? What did you say? Who said something? You just make joke. Somebody made joke. Come on, guys. Yeah. But then somebody made joke. Funny. Okay. So regarding money, $1 million. Okay, maybe in 2 years, if you want this kind of a question, but it's never been, and it's never will be my goal, to be honest. I mean, it's just something like as a bonus what's happening, but my goals are to solve the problems.
And the last question is books or Google for you?
Books and Google?
Or Google.
And Google. So my answer is books and Google. Why do you have to limit yourself? Books and Google. Who is this? Like, who are they? Who's this person?
They are our students watching online.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, cool questions. Okay, cool. Nice. Now let's talk about the lessons. See, guys, in order for you to, very often I can see, it's not the first time when I'm a speaker somewhere, but it's the first time when I change something. So I want to talk to you, I want to share with you something. Very often when the people listen to the speaker or to any, like not just me, but any business man, any successful person, they look at this person like from here, like to here, something like this, and they kind of think that this person already achieved a lot of things, know so many things, and I'm not so ready, I'm somewhere there, like it's like, I don't know where is this coming from, but that's a mistake of you. Even because of this, you cannot even translate what I'm saying to the right things. Like the information comes like this and like this. I'm telling you something, you don't listening. Honestly, half of what I said, you didn't even understand. I can bet. Like you don't even understand. That's a problem, because last time when I went there, like I told my story, and then like after I finished everything, they were like, "Okay, so what's your story? How you like open your business?" And I'm like, "Well, I just told you." And they're like, "So what?" Like, yeah. So they want to hear like with a one sentence how to open the company, like some secret formula, and they will be like, "Oh, now I know, and now I go and open." But it's not like that, and there is no secret formula, and there is no right way. It's just always first, step one. You just have to understand like everything about this sphere, like about this. Of work. Yeah, let's say salon красоты, like a beauty salon, then everything about it. Yeah. Second, you have to try to do it. Third, you have to fail. It's a must. You always fail. The difference between business people and not business people kind of think that, oh, if there is a fail, then I'm gonna lose, then nothing like didn't work out. But the business people think like, there have to be a fail, so there have to be a plan B, and then there have to be a plan C, and then next on the step 10, I have to not to fail this way, I have to find a solution. That's the difference. So learn to speak the same language as entrepreneur. Again, this Kun Uz thing, in Kun Uz, everybody was like, oh, she's a relative of the president. Do we still have time? Okay, so a little bit. So she's a relative of the president, or something. And when I came home, my mom was like, but why they're not believing? In what exactly they're not believing? I mean, you're not a super successful entrepreneur. Or like which part? They were just my story. This what I told you now. Like, did I tell you that I owe a big house or 20 cars or something? No, right? I just told you my story. And there's the same thing in Kun Us and like my words, but everybody was like, oh, it's not true. We don't believe she couldn't do that. And we were like, what exactly? So I really, really want each and every of you, when you're gonna read in Facebook or in everywhere the story about the successful person, please read it in like this, and please understand like what's going on, because nobody actually is telling you that there was a super success or we are actually, you know, swim in the money. No, like I don't have a car. I don't have my own house, let's say. I have a lot of debts. Yes, I earn quite a lot of money, but all of this money are going to covering those debts what I already made in these 2 years. And because I don't even think about buying anything because I have to, you know, close it because I want to sleep nicely at night, you know. So, and yeah, hopefully I believe that I'm gonna become eventually like what people call rich, but that's not a goal. The goal is a bit different at this moment. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is like everything, like we are like just here and you can do it. And I mean, there is no, how's it called? The fears shouldn't be there. Yeah. Differentiate emotions from facts. Don't make emotions control you. That's another thing. So I don't know how to drive, so I like when I go to different cities, I usually use the service of the driver. So I have a driver, and my driver used to have his own company before, but and he told me like, but he was like building like in a building houses business, but then somebody like didn't pay him, so he was telling me, sharing me his story as it was like a disaster at Titanic, you know, like it was so bad. And that's why he stopped, because he like how's it called, разочаровался в жизни, and then he decided I'm gonna be just a driver, you know, because he had a car, so he's gonna be just a driver. That's emotions. That's emotions, and emotions should not control you, because in business I can get also emotional, but I never make decisions out of the emotions. It's different. You really, like from this day one, you have to differentiate those, because like if you another thing, yeah, students sometimes they have their own projects and they present these projects to the rectors, to the some ministries, let's say, and they want to do it, like some applications, some ideas, they want to grow, they want some investment, and they go, and then somehow this, let's say, rector, who is not a business owner even, didn't say молодец, like he didn't really show, he didn't really appreciate the idea. So the students, what he goes, he was like, oh, that's a failure. Oh, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I mean, come on, like no matter like what, it's not important what people think. It's not important what will be a reaction. It's not, and please don't listen to the people who are not even in your sphere. Like, why are you like those ministries and those like rectors or something? You think, you see the problem, cool, find a solution for this problem and start it. You started, you know, don't make the emotions control you. And while, I mean, this emotions thing is going to be the whole, like, when I was also in the, it was in Surkhandarya, and I was preparing the grapes, and farmers have to, like, so we're collecting from different areas in the field, and the farmers were bringing, and one farmer came, and he was like, he was alcoholic. So he came, he was drunk, and he didn't bring the product. And he was like, okay, give me some more money, and I will bring it tomorrow. And I got so pissed off. I was like, I have a truck waiting here, and tomorrow we have to let our products go. And what you're saying, what you're talking about, I was shouting at him. I was yelling at him. I was like, you know, everything that can go from me out, it went. It was very loud. It was very bad. It was all around Surkhandarya. I think all the villages could hear me. I was very pissed off. But then I also understand like what he did. He just like, you know what, you know, he actually fought with me first physically, and then he left. And then so I actually had to say bye to my even boxes. I couldn't take it. So I learned something. Sometimes emotions are like get control of you, and it's not important how you look like, because I was thinking he has to see I'm a boss, I'm mad, he has to see. But no, that's not important. Important is what's going to be a result, you know. And at the result, I was without my boxes, without those grapes, grapes. Yeah, grapes. And yeah, it was a kind of a bad situation. I had to again spend money to this and that. While I could actually say, oh, you know what? Let's do this. So like, you first, you know, bring me this. Okay, I mean, now I know it. Now I never yell. Now I never fight. Now I know, now I have 10 steps forward as a decision making. Yeah. And then after the job is done, I can find the right way to talk to him, because there is always a right way to solve the problem. So not emotions. It's you have to control the situation. If you want to get, this is the last, by the way, if you want to get paid well, or you want to run a company, you have to become a good specialist in the field you choose. See, yeah, again, it's not about even like running a company. Just generally, you want to be successful, you want to earn a lot of money. Okay, not a lot, but at least like, well, not bad would be like at least $2,000-3,000 per month would be nice to have, to earn. You can do that. And you don't have to go to these oil and gas companies to work. No, you just have to be a good specialist in your field. You know, while my work, I know many clusters, many factories around the country. There are many factories in agro-business. Let's say, you know, КПД, коэффициент полезного действия. So in the КПД, this factory can do, they're using only 10%. No, sorry, it's too much. 3% maybe 1%, because they don't have specialists. Because many of those factories, you know how it's built, like, so they just build it because they have any other like agro clusters. They build it because they have the like textile business or some other business. What they took money from this and they bought those equipment and those and that. But it wasn't evolution. It was a revolution, let's say. Like, so they just build it. Cool, and like now I'm gonna make money, but they don't have the specialists. There is no technical team. There is no technical team, not just those who work with the machine, but also those who work with the let's say the laboratory. And there are many factories like this, and they're ready to pay $2K, $1K of $1,000. Yeah, they're ready to pay money for those who knows how it works. And honestly, it's not a big thing to work. Like, if you actually like, if somehow you're not, you don't know how to pay for your university, and then you don't know what to do, like, you can actually go to one of those factories. You can start working there for free. Let's say, like, hey, I can work it for free. You can actually even, firstly, they have some, you can find in Uzbekistan 1 or 2 guys who know this sphere, who can teach you, so they can consultate you, so you can find out how all things works by internet connecting. There in the world, there are many consultants who can teach you how to do it. Many, like, I have access. How I learn, I have access to the international companies who for free can give me and tell me, oh, Dora, this is not how you should do. You should do this, and it's free access. But Uzbek people not using it. So if you actually start using it, if you actually start knowing how to, like, you know, do that, you can earn money. So sometimes it's not even idea. Sometimes it's just what's enough. In Uzbekistan, in this situation, what's enough is just to become a professional, a specialist. That's already enough to earn a lot of money. You don't need much. So that's why when you even go, like, find a company and go work there, maybe for free or for a very low allowance, but then try to find out each and every detail how it works, and find the source in internet, and like Google it and talk to people and learn how to do it. And trust me, like, within 1 year, you're gonna earn this money. It's not like 2,000-3,000. It's easy to earn in Uzbekistan because there is no enough of the specialists. Right, this is our contacts in case if you want to text us or ask something. Yeah. And I think we can, if you have any other questions or time, yeah, you can also ask. Thank you. Is anyone thinking about Russia, Korea, So we had experience with France, India, Bangladesh. Yeah, we did licorice root.
What about France? Again,
We did not. Why? There is a reason, because there is a Spain, and Spain, their prices are much lower than ours, and we went through the control, but then the money we earned, it was very low because there is like a competitor, Spain. So for us, for Uzbekistan, it's better to sell to Korea, China, and Japan. It's they pay higher amount in comparing with Europe. For Europe, it's just like the fruits there is much cheaper than ours. Yeah, sure.
what about packaging? How to do packaging?
Yeah, so packaging, they is like a worldwide standard or European standard is mostly boxes, but the carton boxes. So we do it in carton boxes. We try to do it only carton boxes, but sometimes it's a plastic. So Russia still wants like plastic, but I don't do this wood, the bad ones, you know, the wood with a different weight kind of a boxes. I don't use it. No, never. I'm not gonna use it. Yeah. So anybody was actually thinking about opening a company?
I have.
Yeah.
I mean, our followers have.
Okay.
What skills should I know to start business? Skills. Or what should I know?
Honestly, you don't need some special skills, but I mean, let me tell you, let me put it in a different way. If you will keep searching for the right skills, you're losing your time, because no matter what skills you're gonna learn, the courses you will pass through, you're still gonna fail when you start your own company. I mean, so why not to just like start it and faster fail it and faster grow it and faster find a decision? So while building it, you're gonna learn many things. But that way, whatever you learn, it's gonna be much more useful. It's gonna be useful. But whatever you learned before, it's just different. It's not gonna help you most likely. Just go and work with in a company of your sphere. Find more information there, but stop thinking about some courses, some TED Talks, some, I don't know, successful entrepreneur in YouTube. I mean, that's just a wasting of time. I think so. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, and I think somewhat from you, I listened to your story, I like it, and I can conclude that you did a lot of work, struggling a lot. And the main point is you never give up. To of course, had some good ideas. Maybe I will give up my work and started to teach someone in other country. And it is one way that people try to don't think about the business. That they think that this, if you one time try to do it and it is how to say fail it, you shouldn't give up and always try, and of course gain some experience from the work.
Yeah.
And thank you for your.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Good achievement for our country
To have you, yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Invite me more. Okay, so did we finish? Okay, bye-bye. Yeah, that's all. That's all.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, bye. See you too. Most likely we will have starting from April. If you can apply, that would be great. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, you can send us your CV, this email. But yeah, but just make sure. I mean, make it in mind that we are starting it in April. In April, there will be internship.
There will be announcement, yes.
Most likely, yeah. So you can actually follow us in Instagram,
Is it
Facebook.
Dora?